Alright. So, today I'm going to be telling a folktale called The Emperor's New Clothes. So let's begin. There once was an emperor who wanted the best of everything. The tallest castle, the largest army, and the finest clothes in the world. Knowing this, the clever tailor decided to play a dirty little trick on him. The tailor arrived at the palace with his prettiest silks and his prettiest satins. "Don't you have anything better?" the emperor asked. "Something nobody else has?" "In this bag," said the tailor, "I have the finest cloth in the world. It is thin as moonbeams and light as air." "Show me," demanded the emperor. The tailor pretended to pull the cloth out of his bag. "Look at the patterns," he said. "Look at the colors. Isn't it exquisite? The loveliest thing you have ever seen? Anyone who wears it will feel as if he is wearing nothing at all." "But there is one more thing," whispered the tailor in the emperor's ear. "Only the wise can see the cloth. It is invisible to fools." The emperor could see nothing. "But if I tell the tailor this," he thought, "he'll think I'm a fool and not wise enough to see the cloth." So he said, "Make me a suit out of this cloth at once." A box arrived to the palace the next day. So the emperor opened the box. Inside it was a note from the tailor. "Inside this box is a suit made out of the magical cloth." The emperor pretended to put the suit on, while his wife stood watching. She could see nothing. No one could. But they all wanted the others to think that they were wise enough to see the cloth. So they cried out, "Wonderful! Our emperor has the most beautiful clothes in the world!" The emperor wanted to take a walk to show off. So he went to the front of his castle and opened the door and began his walk through the town. Now all the townspeople had heard of the emperor's new clothes, but they didn't want the others to think that they were foolish. So they clapped with me, and they cheered, "Woo! Yeah!" as if they could see what the emperor was wearing. And then one little girl came onto her balcony, and she could see that the emperor was wearing nothing, and she didn't care if the others thought that she was foolish. So she said loudly, "He has no clothes! The emperor has no clothes!" Everybody turned to look at her, and that's when they knew that nobody could see what the emperor was wearing. "The emperor has no clothes!" they shouted. The emperor's soldiers heard, his servants heard, and even his wife heard. "The emperor has no clothes!" they gasped. And then the emperor heard. He looked around to see everybody staring. And that's when he knew that the tailor had tricked him. He ran home and slammed the castle door. And he refused to open it for weeks after, out of sheer embarrassment. And still, to this very day, people still talk of a foolish emperor who took a walk one day wearing no clothes.